isn't your typical motorsports podcast. You're listening to Crush This, a monster truck podcast presented by High Octane Coffee and J Concepts. A show where we take you inside the minds of your favorite drivers, past and present, of the monster truck industry. And now, your hosts, Brad Shaw and Dan Cheech. Buckle in. The show starts now.
And bam, we are live. Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Crush This Live. I am the monster truck conductor Brad Shaw, and rubbing his chest, acting like a weirdo, is Mr. Dan Cheech. Dan, how's it going, buddy?
Feeling good. Feeling pretty good. Enjoying the summer day. Nice, good Pepsi. But
I don't think there's just Pepsi in that, my dude.
It is just Pepsi and ice. That's all it is. Anyway, I have to say, going pretty well myself. I know right now in the United States you're going through a lot of stuff. I know you probably up north you've been hearing it too. So
yep.
Just wanted to say, everyone, just get together, diversify, stop this hate. We are one, and that's pretty much all I gotta say, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on, and outside this corona, a lot of places are shutting down because of fear of, could be a riot or could be group gatherings that can go bad, and we don't need that.
No, spread positivity, people. That's the major thing. I know here in where I live in Grand Prairie, there was a peaceful protest. I haven't really said a lot about it myself. I try to stay away from a lot of stuff, but support those ones you love, diversify. We're all in this together. We got to end the hate.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get too political, but I just wanted to mention that.
We just had to let that go, and also last week we didn't let everyone know that last couple weeks the passing of Kid KJ.
Yes.
He was a mini monster truck driver. Coming up, he was very popular with all the Sir Crush-A-Lots, Monster Bear, Monster Truck Diva. I'm sorry for screwing it up. Demolition Diva. Thoughts and prayers for him. It's some of it was kind of just like a snowball effect. But let's switch gears. Outside of that, I'm doing good. Brad, you're doing good.
Yep.
The weather outside's pretty good too.
Oh, here in Canada, Grand Prairie, it's beautiful. Enjoying a nice Waterloo Pineapple Radler. But why don't we get to our guest? We are.
Don't forget Joe Sylvester, Brad. Don't forget Joe
Joey
Sylvester TV.
We're Outlaw Monster Truck Drags on Fight TV coming up. We have Joey coming up in about 2 days to talk about that and what he's got going on. So we are very excited.
And
to
the
have
Jamboree
him on.
also.
And the Jamboree. Going to be producing a lot of content for you guys. We're going to be cranking out a lot of cool stuff for you guys. But without further ado, like I said, let's get to our guest. He is the driver of the Amalie Oil Xtermigator Monster Jam truck, or Monster Truck. I say Monster Jam truck, but can beat the Monster Jam. We'd like to introduce to the podcast Mr. J.R. McNeal. How's it going, J.R.?
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
Oh, doing pretty well, JR. Doing pretty well. How's good old Florida going? Still having the rains at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon?
Oh yeah, we're kind of excited. Hogwaller's open this weekend, and we're all going to take the ATVs and side by sides and go out there and get a little bit of wet. It's supposed to rain Saturday, and it's been raining for the last 2 weeks, so it's going to be a good time.
Nice.
I know here in Alberta we've gotten a lot of rain recently, and it's kind of nice to have some nice weather again. We're stuck in snow for half a year, so it's nice when you can wear t-shirts and shorts comfortably.
Yeah.
So let's get started a little bit. You come from where a lot of monster truck drivers debut. They did a lot of mud racing. You're a mud racer. You had, I think, your mud truck was turned into later the monster truck.
Yep.
What convinced you to make the step from the Razin Kane mud truck and then convert it to the monster truck?
Oh wow, there's a lot of reasons. Uh, when times were good back in before the crash, Scott Hartsock, Gunslinger, we sponsored them. We did that for a couple of years, and we were mud racing. Um, but back then, we were using a 300 or 400 shot of nitrous, and we thought we were the kings. You know what I mean? And you look at that sport today, and people are running 2,000 horsepower and half the weight of a monster truck. So that sport has grown so much. But I looked at my wife one day and said, "Is it okay if I build a monster truck?" And she said, "Okay." And then Chris Lagana was mud racing back in the day with Trucks Gone Wild. That's where we started. I think we're on the first 6 or 7 videos that they made, but we built a monster truck. We went out, did one show, and the phone rang off the hook, and we never looked back since.
Talk about like the early mud truck days, because I found out about the Razin Kane mud truck after that. Was like comparing in a way apples and oranges, like the mud trucks of yesterday to today. You said a lot of them are lightweight, 2,000 horsepower. What was like the events like back then? Were they like still pretty grassroots? No like big purses. What was that like in that time?
Back then, it really wasn't. Really wasn't about the money. It was the passion and about going out and having a good time, being with your friends. I mean, you'd have 10-foot tall mud trucks. You know what I mean? Running down the road with 70-inch tires or whatever. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but with 5-ton running gear. Now you have small F-106. You're talking 4,000, 4,200 pound trucks running with 2,000 horsepower compared to 12,000 pound mud trucks trying to do the mega truck race. So there's a big difference. But I'll never trade those days of going out to the mud hole and hanging out with your buddies and having a good time, because that's what it was all about.
Now, when you what got you to let Chris drive? Were you driving the monster truck first, or I saw a couple of the monster blog, and I saw Chris going behind the wheel of your monster truck. What was it like sometimes watching your truck run and the feel of seeing the crowd, liking it?
Well, first of all, Chris had gone. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have been in it. He kind of gave me the fever sitting back and watching them drive. Of course, back then it was a Dakota body, extended cab, Dakota body. But to be a crew guy first before getting in the seat, and I own a construction company, so I can't be gone all the time. And so it's kind of a sweet deal. And I owe a lot to Chris Lagana. Good guy. It didn't work out in the end, but I'm not worried about that. But it was good times, and just to sit back and see what him and I did in those days. And when we were running, I think it was 2010 is when we debuted it, or 2010 or whatever it was. But he did a good job, and it was an honor to see him drive. And Zane could probably tell you a couple stories, and Caden Berry could tell you a couple stories. Man, John Zimmer, when all this stuff happened, John Zimmer, all the Devin Jones. I mean, when I first got into it, I'm a little bit older than these guys, but when I first got into it, none of these guys are where they at now. Like John Zimmer driving the trucks he drives for Monster Jam now. It was just a pleasure. It was an honor, man. I'll never forget those days.
So talk about those early days, because I first saw you guys did a lot of stuff with I believe it was CFP back in the day and other promoters.
Ed Beckley.
Yep, big Ed Beckley. Talk about those early days, transitioning from when you got in the driver's seat, from the mud truck to the monster truck. Was there any differences you had to change in like a driving style, or did it kind of come almost naturally to you, being in the mud truck for all those years?
No, I'll tell you a story. So when we first got with Checker Flag, Chris Lagana was driving, and we went and did a show for Ed Beckley, I think it was Ardmore Farms, Oklahoma, or something like that. I think that's where it was at. And so we did the show, and then it was a good show. Chris did really well, and we went out to eat dinner with Ed Beckley, and we're like, hey man, just give us all your shows, man. Just give us your schedule, whatever. We'll come do them. Blah, 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 blah. And so, Chris is probably gonna get upset when I tell him this, but Ed Beckley made a deal that we can have whatever show we want if Chris ate some Rocky Mountain oysters. And so that's how it began with Ed Beckley. And it didn't end well, but I got nothing bad to say. Ed is Ed, and that's how I met Zane. And Zane got out on his own. So there's a longer story than that, but I don't regret anything with Ed Beckley. It was a good time, and it was just a great time.
So we fast forward a little bit, and let's talk about you're about to build another chassis, and you're about to set up the identity of Ice Cream Man. How did that came about, and how did Roy come into the picture?
So when things went south for Chris and I wouldn't say south, but there's differences. We wanted to build another truck. And so we came out with Ice Cream Man, and my kids gave me the suggestion of Ice Cream Man. But how Roy came into the picture is when Chris left, the original chassis, Chris kind of built some job security in the chassis. So he made the cockpit so small that I couldn't even get there to do anything, but God bless him. But anyway, so Roy came in and stretched it. The chassis was made for 20-inch shocks, and we kind of stretched it to 26s all the way around. And so Roy came in and did all the fabrication. And out of gratitude, when Ice Cream Man came out, Scott Sweat drove it, TJ Tripp drove it, but Roy drove it, and Roy kind of took off with the Ice Cream Man. It kind of made its name, and we owe so much to Roy Pridgeon. He's done a lot for us. I'm very grateful. And anyway, Roy Pridgeon will always be the Ice Cream Man to us.
And I believe it was around this time, when Ice Cream Man debuted, and maybe a little bit later, Cheech. You guys started running with Elliot with Monster Truck Throwdown.
Yes.
And talk about, Monster Truck Throwdown a little bit. A lot of people know of Elliot Miller. He used to be with Monster Jam for many years, and I've gotten to be around him a few times at events here. But talk about, the somewhat of an impact that Throwdown has had on the monster truck industry, because they were doing a lot of cool events, the Monster Truck Madness events in Michigan there. Talk kind of about what they were doing different at the time, which kind of attracted you guys to go with them.
Well, man, first of all, Elliot Miller is an awesome dude. He's done a lot for us. I'll never forget in 2011, Keith Speller came down to Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and he came down there and we talked a little bit. And before the show, we talked about just doing one show here and there, and then at the end of the show, he ended up saying, "Hey, we need to talk. I'm gonna give you a whole tour." And I don't want to leave out, when you say Elliot Miller, you think about Jeff Perrin and Jocelyn Perrin. They were high maintenance, but they were great people. And whenever we needed a shop up there in Michigan, they always took care of us and showed us the ropes. But Elliot Miller has always looked to the stars. And I'm not talking about categorizing promoters, because they're all different in their own ways. But Elliot Miller has a dream, and it's always high class stuff. And he's always above everyone else in some fashion. And my hat's off to him. And I can't just name one thing. I can name many things that he's done, not just for me, but for everyone in the industry. He's not only a promoter, but he's a true monster truck fan.
And I always didn't you win a championship also with
Yeah,
him?
yeah, I won the racing there, man. And it's funny, me and Devin Jones, and my hat's off to Devin Jones, man. I love that guy. You talk about a one man show. That guy, I couldn't never do what he does. Um, but we all kind of talked about the show because it was kind of a risky track. Elliott, he designed it very well, and so when you came into final turn, you're turning into each other, and you're going over this big bus stack, and it was pretty high, and so we all kind of agreed that we just kind of take it easy, and blah 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 blah. But that all went out the window, man. When we came across that line, and me and Devin saw each other, it was pedal to the metal, and we came across the finish line and hit each other in the air, and I think I got some tire marks on his top of his chassis or top of his cab of his truck, and I won it, man. You know, I was, I don't know about recently, but I was really hungry in those days. Um, and it was just an honor just to be there and then to win. And then,
What year was
you know,
that?
what's that?
What year was that again?
I think that was 2012,
Okay.
2012 or 2013.
Okay.
But I could be off a year, but and the other thing is Kohler. Uh, man, I'm probably gonna ramble on, but all these people, Jim Kohler, Devin Jones, Crustacean. I mean, I could just name the trucks that when we were coming involved, that it was just a huge impact and good friends. But Jim Kohler came up to the mic, and I didn't know you could race your way out of a wet paper bag, Jr. It kind of made me laugh and everyone laughed, but it was a good time, and I won, and I'll never forget that moment. It was probably the best moment in my life.
I was gonna let
You
you
got a
go.
question there? Come on, Brad.
Well,
Well,
so we have a few fan questions here. We're gonna kind of sprinkle in fan questions here and there. We got one from Cameron Miguez from the Monster Cast guys. He asks, "Do you ever wreck a body loading in a trailer?"
Oh, Jesus. I got to be careful. Yes. Um, Another person I've been very blessed to be involved in is Jimmy Creighton, Don Creighton. When we first started, we were able to come to their place anytime we wanted. Jimmy was showing me the ropes a little bit, and I was coming off a good year in 2012. Got Rookie of the Year with Titan. Um, anyway, he asked me to do a couple shows for him with his body, and I did a show with Cameron. And I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I know I was backing in the trailer, and I had a brand new Jimmy Creighton Bounty Hunter body on the blue Razin Kane truck, so it really looked really nice. And I kind of backed in once, and my head went back, and I'm like, "What's that?" Went forward again, and came back, and then third time I just kind of just nailed it. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? I forgot to let the air out of the shocks, and so the top of the body hit the top of the trailer and ripped the whole body in half. And,
Oh,
so I'm smelling a little bit of fiberglass and stuff, and I'm going to Cameron. I go, why couldn't you tell me? And Cameron's like, I can't see. So, oh, it was a good time, and but anyway, I love Cameron to death. Him and I have had some good times. We went across a little bit. I think in New Mexico, we did all kinds of stuff. Cameron's a good dude, and God bless him.
so let's go ahead and talk about the third truck out of your group, which later becomes the mainstay truck, your Xtermigator. How did you and I'm gonna screw the name, Amalie Oil get together and form this basically a pretty good partnership that's still going on today?
Yeah, Amalie Oil. Yeah, the Barquette family, Ken, Andrew, Gianni, Harry, Rick, Anthony, Michelle, Everyone over there are great people. But I got Chris, the 6B Apparel, gave me a hint about that, and I reached out to him, and one thing led to another, and yeah, like before this virus came out, they just signed another 4-year deal. We're very honored to have them on the table. There's a lot of other good stuff going on as soon as this stuff gets over with, but Chris gave us that lead, and we took it and ran with it. Chris Razin with 6B, great dude. But anyway, so we had Ice Cream Man and Raising Kane. I went to Amalie Motor Oil, and they said, hey, for this deal to work, the first year was product, and then the third year became, a title sponsor. But I had to take Raising Kane and make it Amalie Oil Xtermigator. And so at that point in time, I had Xtermigator and Ice Cream Man, and then the next year we came with Ice Cream Man. We got another ice cream, or another Raising Cane truck. But that's how it all happened, and we had to do that within in 2 months or a month and a half. And then I had to let Monster Jam know that, hey, Raising Cane's not going to be there. It's going to be the Amalie Oil Xtermigator. But so when it first started, we just had 2 trucks. It was Raising Cane and Ice Cream Man, and then we changed Raising Cane to the Xtermigator.
One cool thing that a lot of teams, certain teams have long stay sponsorships. Obviously Ram and Hall Brothers, but Amalie Oil and you guys have been together for a long time, and the cool the promo stuff that you guys have done with Terry McMillan and the NHRA side, doing display at the Gator Nationals. That's a really cool thing, because Amalie is very involved in a lot of motorsports.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the good thing about Amalie. They are not only a sponsor, but a motorsports fan. And they're involved in a lot of motorsports. And people don't realize how big they are. They're in 120 countries. They blend AutoZone, CarQuest, Advanced Auto Parts. I could just name all the people they blend for. Shell. I mean, there's all kinds of things they do. But yeah, we're very blessed to be in the position that we are. I think before this year it was 6 years or 7 years that we've been involved with them, and then with the new contract signed for 4 years, that's a blessing. And there's a lot of good things as far as sponsors. Wix Filters, there's we can't go into those details yet, but Wix Filters has been with us for 4 years, and it's kind of been a blessing there. And we got an exciting thing coming out soon. We're going to do it this year, but with the virus, we got to postpone it to next year.
So now with that, also you guys produced a second truck, and maybe to clear this out, the Wolf's Head truck is part of the Amalie Oil sponsorship, right? Are they 2 separate ones, or?
No, they own that brand. So Amalie Oil, which is now AOC USA, and they own Amalie Oil, Wolf's Head. They own several oil brands, Grease Lightning. They own a conglomerate of products that they sell.
Okay, and then that's what the Wolf's Head truck. That is the fourth stable of it, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I was more curious about the evolution of the body style that you had with the Xtermigator. The first started, now we understand that you did a wraparound of Ram pickup truck body, then the front clip, your popular front clip, but outside of this year, you guys went a full Gator head. How did the idea, the evolution of the Xtermigator body come about?
Well, we want to do something different. So the original one was just a Dodge Ram 2011 Dodge Ram wrapped. And the second one was just the front hood and grill with all the teeth and all that. And then the third one was the one we have now in Star Creation out of Lakeland, Florida. Jesse, Aaron, the whole group there designed it, came up with it, and they did an awesome job. And I know it kind of kind of rubbed a couple Monster Jam gurus as far as fans and stuff. It was a little bit different, but they don't look at all the angles like when you stand it up straight up in the air, and you look at all the 3D effects on it, and the paint job. That's not a wrap. That's all paint, and I owe it to Star Creations. Them guys are the best in the world. I mean, they've designed the Wolf's Head. They designed the Xtermigator. They designed the new Razin Kane truck coming out. They're designing the new Ice Cream Man eventually that will come out. They've done a great job, and I wouldn't go anywhere else.
Those guys have quickly made a reputation for themselves in the business, and that's one cool thing. They've done stuff for with J Concepts, basically redoing like a Bigfoot 4. And, those guys, like I said, they have made a big name for themselves in such short of a time.
Yeah, I mean everyone knows them. You know what I mean? If you name them a name, they probably use them or they know them. And I mean, Monster Jam uses them all the time for a lot of creations. And I mean, they are the backbone to monster trucks in my eyes.
And also, I gotta get this story behind, but I'm curious about the other body, the Ice Cream Man. Because there's always been stories about what materials you guys use for the ice cream cab, and everyone knows the Ram, but I've seen that truck have some crashes. It looks like an airplane crash when Roy rolls that thing. So were you guys doing trial and error just to see how strong that body could be?
Yeah, we tried different materials because and even though I'm always going to miss this body, but we were just trying different materials, and it might be generic to most people because it's just a square body thing, but it grows on you. And like I said, with Rory driving it, he made a name for it. You know what I mean? But oh yeah, when Rollover Rory rolled over, it looked like a plane crash, and it took 1,000 rivets and all kinds of Lexan. So that's what we ended up with. We would get the aluminum from Lowe's or Home Depot, and we would have Lexan parts. So all the flat parts were Lexan. The only thing that was fiberglass was the front grille, the hood. But everything else was Lexan and rivets and aluminum.
So one cool thing with you guys and Team Razin Kane is you guys have brought in a lot of young drivers to the sport. Buddy Tompkins, Kristen Hope, a lot of names that are becoming very, stars very fast. Talk about, bringing young people into the sport, young aspiring drivers. Is that a difficult thing at times, or is it something that you love to be able to do?
Wow, man. First of all, it's very expensive. My wife and I didn't spend as much money and do what we're doing for it to pass away with me. It was always a passion of the sport, and we're kind of late bloomers when it comes to monster trucks, and we're okay with that. But I think we've come a long ways quick for the short time that we've been in it. But monster trucks aren't forever, and but we want to keep bringing new people in the sport. And Kristen Hope, she was a good find. She is a hard worker, man. I can tell you this. I would trade two of her for any guy any day of the week. She's just so passionate. She works harder than everyone else. When everyone leaves at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, she stays at 9 o'clock. Everything she's done, she's dedicated. And we're very proud to have her on the team. Buddy Tompkins is also a good find. So is Jack Brown. We have some, since we're talking about it, I'm probably going to retire in the next year or so. And we're training another female, Jamie Sullivan, to come race and take my spot. And I'm okay with that. But I'm okay with stumbling a little bit with a new team, a little bit of inexperience, but to know in a couple years that I've got 10 years or 12, 15 years of a good team because they're seasoned and know what they're doing, and it's an investment. If we were thinking not to do long term, we wouldn't do what we're doing. But yeah, we're very proud of our team and very thankful for all the dedication. Nick, Kristen's husband, Ricky at the shop. You got Buddy, you got me, you got Mike and Josh in Washington. They're great people, and I'm so proud of our team, and we've done so much in a short time.
There you go. Speaking about Nick, Cameron's boy, Nick Miguez. You got a lot of good dedicated crew guys also. That's you have your drivers rocking it out. You guys also have pretty good crew guys that are keeping them all in tip-top shape.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, you can be a driver, but if you have a crew guy, you ain't driving. So, like I said, man, it takes, I'll go back to Devin Jones, the one-man crew, you know what I mean? People like that. And here I am and have all these crew guys, but without the crew guys, we couldn't be doing what we're doing. And Nick's a good guy. He's got a lot of experience now. And he's still learning. I'm still learning. Buddy, matter of fact, Buddy's going to be crewing this weekend. I can't let any news out right now, but Buddy's going to go crew for Jack Brown. That's the kind of team we have. We all go crew for each other. It's not about being a driver or a crew guy. It's about being a team and trying to win.
So, we talked about, Razin Kane a little bit, Xtermigator, Ice Cream Man, and I believe the next truck that kind of came out of your guys' stable was Jack with the FTI torque truck, and which was kind of odd at the time because it was a Ford body, and you guys have been known for the Ram stuff. How did that partnership? Because FTI is a major brand with torque converters in the States with drag racing, all that. How did that kind of deal come about?
Well, Greg Samuels owns FTI, which just merged with McLeod, which is, I think they're the largest gear transmission converter performance company in the world. I believe. I could be wrong. I've known Greg Samuels for he was in that 10x10 shed building transmissions before FTI even come along. That guy is the hardest working guy I know. And so we were trying to do something with the Ice Cream Man and all that stuff, and it didn't come about quite yet. The body wasn't going to be ready. And so we came on, and I felt it was an honor to do something for Greg Samuels. And we came out with the FTI torque truck. He likes Ford trucks. The only Ford truck I like is a 2003 7.3 Ford F-250 or F-350. Yeah. That's the only Ford I like. And I got 3 of them. But anyway, we did the Ford truck for Greg, and the FTI torque was for Greg. And I got nothing out of the deal. But I've been getting something out of that deal for many, many years. Greg's done so much for me, and still does to this day.
Now, how you had Jack Brown driving that truck, but you also had your A team and B team, well, the whole team, but the traveling wise, you had them doing the Monster Jam arena tour. And I know the Vodders and Creedon's been doing that too. How's that experience? It seems like it can also taking Jack and Kristen to the arena tours seems like that also helped them with their driving abilities, and experience level went higher too.
Oh yeah, man. The arena tour is a school for sure, with 4, 5, 6 shows a weekend. And I don't want to forget Jimmy Tyndall. Jimmy Tyndall on the arena tour supported Jack Brown. But anyway, that whole arena tour deal was actually a blessing, because it teaches you how to work. It teaches you how to work together. And it teaches the drivers how to drive. it was just a great experience. And like I said, it's a big education to go do. And I'm not talking 4 or 5 shows. You're talking every weekend. You know what I mean? You're talking 100+ shows, in the first quarter. If you're not trained and don't know how to drive by then, you probably shouldn't be in the business. But I'm grateful for Monster Jam for, continuing to hire us to do those tours. And it's definitely made our team better.
So we go from the FTI torque truck, and Cheech kind of hinted on it earlier that we're going to switch over to the Wolf's Head truck. And so how did that, because I know you were mentioning it's a part of the Amalie family, how did the idea and the concept behind the body come to be? Because that is an extreme looking body.
Well, again, I go back to Star Creations. These guys, they're just Jesse. My hat's off to him, man. He's a great dude. Very talented. And not only is our toy coming out, but it looks exactly like the truck to the T, because they were able to take the data from what they did and implement it into the toy manufacturing of it, and it looks exactly like the truck. But we were building another truck, and Amalie was okay with it, and so that's when we came with the Wolf's Head. It took a while for them to agree to it because they've never really done anything for Wolf's Head as far as sponsorship or anything like that. So it was very an honor, and I like to thank Terry McMillan, for everything he's done for us when it comes to that. I know he's tried a little bit with trying to do something with the Wolf's Head, and maybe it was his time, and I'm very thankful for everything he's done for us. But Amalie finally decided to let us come out with the truck, and it took a while to get it approved. Star spent a lot of time on making different drawings for them to okay, and then finally they liked what they saw, and the truck is beautiful, and Kristen has made a name for itself, and that was a home run there for sure.
Now we're going to take a break on the monster truck deal because I'm wearing something that's pretty cool that you like, and that's Mopar. You're a diehard Mopar guy. I remember one time we did a show at the Soggy Bottom Boys place, and I think you had Hellcat, and
Yep.
You were ripping around like it was going out of style. And explain, man, talk about your love with the Mopar, because you're a diehard Mopar guy.
Yeah, man, I've owned every high power, except for a Viper. I've owned every high power vehicle Dodge ever made. If it had horsepower, I owned it. But it all started back when I was young. My stepfather Ray had a '69 Coronet convertible 446 pack, 68 Roadrunner the first year they made them. And for some reason, all my friends that I have now are Mopar diehard. My good friends, they all have Mopar stuff. And I have a good friend, Mike Burgess. That's all he does is restore Mopar and Dodge. And I'm friends with Randy Dye, owner of Daytona Dodge. He has a lot of classic cars and all that stuff. But yeah, man, I am a total diehard Mopar Dodge. I have the only thing in my driveway. I got 7 vehicles. 3 of them are Fords. The rest are Dodges. And the newest collection, my newest collection, and all the Fords, I got to say, are 03 73s. I got an Excursion, and I got 2 F-250s, and I'll never buy anything as far as the Ford is but that. But I got it. The new edition is the Red Eye wide body. I love it. It's fast. It's blue, Razin Kane blue. I love Dodge. Yeah, if I could afford, Hall Brothers, my hat's off to them, running them Hemi motors, man. But you got to know what you're doing when you run a Hemi motor. Them things, you got to pat them on the ass, and you got to caress them a little bit to make them things run right. But they're powerful, and if I could afford to run Hemis, I would run them. But I can't afford to do that.
Now beforehand, there's rumor mill that Ram is maybe bringing back the TRX, and yeah, there's a big spot. Are you thinking about biting the bit on that thing?
No, I actually I have a power wagon with the winch in the front, 14 gears, lockers front and rear.
Uh-huh.
It's my work truck, and I've been waiting for them to tell me that they've got the new program for putting a supercharger on my truck, and they haven't done it yet. I think they've done one, but it's not out to the public yet. But when that truck comes out, I might have to get that one. That is going to compete with the Raptor, which the T-Rex always eats the Raptor. You know what I mean? Back in the day. But yeah, if they came out with that truck, I would buy it tomorrow.
Yeah. Then like right now for me, I told my boss, I was like, if the next vehicle I want is probably a Trackhawk, a Jeep Trackhawk. Right now, that's my main objective is to get that sucker. Nothing sounds like awesome grocery getter than a supercharged Hellcat motor in a Jeep going all-wheel drive and everything like that. I want to get that next. All the rest of the guys at the shop are like wanting to get the Gladiator or
Nah.
or
No,
something of that
hey,
nature.
now, if they did a Gladiator with the Hellcat motor or something, oh my goodness. I love the truck. I love the truck. It's a nice truck. If they just put a diesel or some horsepower behind it, I think they're fixing to come out with a diesel. I'd probably get one of those. But yeah, man, Mopar all the way.
See, okay.
Yeah, buddy.
Here's my thing with Dodge and Mopar. The only car that I feel like they really screwed up on was the Dart. I'm sorry. Front wheel drive, like, what are you doing?
Wait, what are you talking about?
The Dart. Like when they redid the Dart a few years
Oh,
ago.
yeah, Dart.
Like, no, the Dart should be big ass horsepower, rear wheel drive, just nasty little machine. Nope, front wheel drive, little, just
If they would have put a turbo
know.
on it, I think they have a turbo, but it's not like a turbo we thinking about.
No,
But,
and it's just like, why? Like, and
I mean,
I'll
it
be honest,
is a Fiat. You know, it's a Fiat basically.
It is
It's-
a Fiat.
Hey, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm a Mustang guy. I'm a Ford guy. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, I love Mopars, but my thing with Mopars is I was a Bob Glidden fan, right, and a Warren Johnson fan, and whenever those Dodge boys, Scott Jeffrey on and Dale Alderman would whoop up on those boys, I would be so upset.
Yeah.
It's when me being with the Hall brothers, they caught me. They converted me. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm now more in depth. Working on 440s or even the Crate 528s or even the Gen 2 426, which is the motors that we run in our monster trucks. It's still a learning, and how much pride that the Dodge brothers had back in the day on building motors and finding horsepower. And people forget that the Dodge brothers owned a stock of Ford Motor Company back in the heyday. And
Really?
Ford had, the Dodge brothers owned like a big chunk of Ford when Ford was in a bad situation back in the early days of the 1900s.
Then they
And
got
the
rid
Dodge
of it.
boys, they got rid of it because they thought we could build cheaper cars and produce them better than the Blue Oval Brigade, and that's how it all started. But yeah, Dodge owned a certain piece of the pie of Ford, and also most of the parts that Ford had back in the 1900s were from the Dodge brothers. So
Wow.
that's a little history lesson, more than you
Yeah,
know.
I didn't know
but-
that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so-
we got a comment here, going back to our fans here, from Mike Lanford. He says, "What's up, guys? What about the beard?"
What about the beard, Mike Langford? Oh shit! I tell you what, man, that's my brother from another mother. Him and Josh Ross in Washington. I met him, I think, 5 years ago at a NHRA race. or longer or whatever it is. It seems like 20 years, man. He's, when I broke my neck, he called me. He called me every day. Texted me every day. The guy he's just awesome. I'll never forget it.
We also have a comment here from Wally Xtermigator. Hashtag AOCUSA.
What they have to say?
Yeah, he said hashtag AOC USA.
Yes, AOC USA. Yeah.
Question from Chris Foss. Who is your favorite photographer?
Chris Foss.
Here's another one from William Carroll Arnold. He says, "Hey JR, if you could drive any old school stage 1 monster truck, which one would it be and why?" Is USA one in that category? Yeah.
Because I believe in the United States. That's why I think, USA one would be the one.
Let's see here. Another one from we got Mike Langford. You ever do a burnout in a rental car? And this kind of leads to our one of our segments, rental car stories. So, do you have any?
Listen, I do have one, but every rental car we get, it's a burnout. And it's a Dodge minivan. So tell Dodge it's a minivan, and we do burnouts all the time in them. You can park them next to a curb and do a burnout all day long. But I'd have to say it'd be Josh Ross. We're in Denver, Colorado, at the Colorado National Speedway, and we get a Suburban. And maybe I shouldn't have said his name, but I'm not going to say the rental car company, so I think we're good. But he brings his computer down, and that's all Josh does is program Corvettes, GM. That's all he does is program stuff. And so we programmed this thing, and this thing is, chirping second and third gear. And I mean, doing burnouts. I think we went through 2 sets of tires. And I mean, but anyway, if you want a rental car experience, if I had some video that I could post right now, I'd show you. But I'm talking, we burned that Tahoe down.
Oh man, that sounds like a whole
But hey, but we left it that way. So they might have changed the tires when we came back, but the next person that drove it, probably.
I can just imagine like the next person, like first, second. What the heck is going on with this thing?
Oh yeah, it was good times. Good times.
Man, oh man, oh man. Chirping on the light. Ba, 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 jamming gears.
Yep.
Jamming gears.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy stuff going on, that your team is like a full, like going pretty strong, eight cylinders rocking. And tell me about the relationship of you and the NHRA drag racer. I think Terry. It seems like the whole. It's not. You guys are under. The monster truck and then the dragster. It seems like you guys are all on one roof with the sponsorships that you guys are with.
Well, there's a couple of things. We don't have all the same sponsors, but Terry McMillan is a phenomenal guy. He's always behind the scenes trying to help people out and lead them in the right direction, so they don't make the mistakes maybe he made or whatever. He's always helped me, the Amalie Motor Oil. They're great people, the whole team, his wife, everyone's great. And it's a friendship, I think, in the racing industry that anyone would want to have, for sure. He does so much for everybody, not just for everybody, but for the racing industry, period.
All right, Cheech, you got the pen and paper ready?
I got my cell phone.
It's time for the typical Crush This questions. So
Uh-oh.
these have been questions. I just heard you go, uh-oh. So these have been questions we've had since day one. So the first one comes from our good buddy Brandon Culpepper Sr. Mr. J.R. McNeal, what is your favorite kind of pie?
Peanut butter chocolate pie.
Peanut butter chocolate. Is that a new one, Cheech?
Yeah, that's number 3. It's by itself. Now it's apple.
Hey, you
pumpkin.
could have.
What is it?
You could have peanut butter and chocolate on your toast, and I'd probably eat it. I love peanut butter and chocolate.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. Does it have, is it smooth peanut butter or like chunky peanut butter? Like
No. It's got to be creamy.
Creamy. Okay.
Creamy
So I'm
peanut butter.
assuming you're addicted to Reese cups.
Oh yes, that's it.
Okay. Whoa, Cheech.
Dark.
No,
wait
no.
a minute. Dark chocolate. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Okay, you said it right. Cheech said it wrong. He said Reese's. It's Reese's.
Oh, sorry.
No. Cheech said it wrong. You said it right.
But I knew what he was talking about.
I know.
Reese cups.
Reese
cups.
So our next one is do you know the Norman brothers at all? Like Christian and Philip? You know them at all?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Now this one goes way back to some of our first episodes. It's kind of a rivalry between us three or us four. So are you a fan of eggnog or do you despise it?
It depends what you're putting in it. I mean, no, eggnog alone I will not. No, but if it's spiked, yes, I'll drink spiked eggnog.
All right, I have to say he's number 3. That's part number 3.
See, there was an episode that we had, I think it was Christian on, and it all stemmed from eggnog ice cream when him and Cheech used to live together.
Yeah. Hey, my hat's off to Christian, man. That guy, him and his brother, Phil, my hat's off to them at the Bigfoot team, and they've done a great job, man. I'm proud of them. They've done good.
So, are you planning on doing? There was a question here. Let me try to find this here. Let's find it here. From Chris Foss again. Are we going to see any more Soggy Bottom Boys events?
Yes. Obviously not this year, but yeah, we plan to do a couple more. We're looking at some facilities. That's my brother-in-law and I. We formed Soggy Bottom Boy events, and Lake City's good. We've always done good. Never done good enough. But there's a racetrack there nearby. They've done some shows there. We're thinking about moving it there and a couple other places. But yeah, we're probably within the next year or two, we'll probably do about 3 or 4 events.
Another quick comment about this is kind of a response to when you were saying you wanted to drive USA 1. This is from Jeremy Hosman of Reckless Driving. He said no, he would drive Reckless Driving because it has leaf springs.
Hey, I'll go back to Jeff Perrin and Ellen Miller. Jeremy, I mean, he was there helping us out, and he got Jeff's old truck, Jolson's old high maintenance truck, and that guy's come a long ways. And I don't know how the truck drives, but yes, he's got leaf spring trucks, and I guess that's still today is a vintage truck, and he's doing awesome. What's up, buddy?
Let's see. Any more questions there, Brad, or any more comments?
We got some hellos from some people. I'm going to shout a couple people out just so we acknowledge them. We got Mike McLeod. He says, "Hey, JR, what's up, buddy?"
Yep. Mike, what's up, man?
We got Mike Hedman says, "What's up, guys?"
Yep.
Let's see. We got Francis Agosh says hi from
Hey,
on
Dad.
YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my dad.
We got Seth Foss says Team Kermit for life.
Ah.
Okay. How did the whole Team Kermit thing come out? Because that's one thing I don't know about.
Oh my goodness. I guess I'll do it with you guys, but That's my real name. Kermit.
Yeah.
Kermit.
What?
Kermit.
You see,
Yeah,
you're
my
the
real
person in the
name
background laughing.
That's my wife. That's Miss Piggy.
You better say that quiet so you're not sleeping in the doghouse or the shop tonight, man.
But yeah, my real name is Kermit Stanley McNeal Jr. and my dad's name's Kermit. It used to be worse. It used to be worse. So when I was younger, they called me Scooter. So, and I moved around a lot when I was younger. But anyway, so every time I went to a new class, they introduce you. It'd be like Scooter and Kermit, and so like everyone's laughing at you all the time. But so finally, around 14 years old, I said, "Hey, man, my name's Jr." Because I was a junior, and so anyway, that's how I came with the name Jr. Because I was a junior, and it's a lot better than Scooter and Kermit, that's for sure.
We got a couple more. We got a question or a comment from Rudy Martin Del Campo. Says, "Glad you're doing good, Jr."
Yeah, Rudy came on the team. I'll tell you a quick story. It's he first of all, he's a hard worker, man. This guy's a diehard Monster Jam fan, Monster Truck fan. So we go down to field and we pick up bodies from field because we're running them on our trucks. And he sticks his hand in. Anyway, we're moving a truck and he breaks his arm on the first day on the job. So, so we had to take him to the hospital from Monster Jam in Tampa, or to the hospital to get his arm fixed. So, hello, Rudy.
First day on the job, like, yeah, I'm excited. Frank's arm. I don't know if I'm going to do this anymore, but he's still doing it, which is awesome. So
no, and Rick, he's with Rick Swanson. Them guys are great. Rudy's just a good dude. He's very intelligent and he's an asset no matter where he goes.
So as we get down to the final few minutes of this, we'd like to thank you for your time, for doing this, and if there's anything you want to say to anybody out there, and the upcoming plans you guys have, what would you like everybody to know?
Oh wow! So thanks to the whole team, Kristen, Hope, Nick, Jack, Buddy, Ricky. We just got a new water jet. We got a Ventec Dragon 400A CNC notcher. We got a plasma table. We have an Amazon page now where you go buy our stuff on Amazon. We're building racer cages, Polaris cage, or whatever you need. We build it. It's online, and when these times got tough, we all diversified and did the right thing. My hat's off to the whole team. We're cutting parts for FTI transmissions. We're cutting some government parts. So we're pretty excited. Even though Monster Trucks have been shut down, we've kind of been keeping busy, and I think we're excited for the future. And I hope that, first of all, that America can come together and just get straight with each other and move on from this and go see Monster Trucks, man. Come on.
Yeah, and that's pretty exciting news. With Joey and stuff like that going with their outlaw drags on Flight TV. We're gonna see that. They're releasing trucks left and right, so hopefully some trucks will be named in the works, and we'll be getting going here. So
stay posted. Hey! I gotta say something though, real quick. Joey, man, look at this guy. You know what I mean? He left the monster truck world, went and did his own thing, built a coffee brand. You know what I mean? This guy, my hat's off to him. I'm not trying to pat him on the ass, but as a man to man, that guy has gone out and done it and didn't care what anyone thought about it.
You know, and that's awesome about Joey. Like, he supported us. He was our very first guest on the podcast, and he supported us and gave us product to give away to fans. So, and which, there is a giveaway on this episode. So stay tuned. You fans might have to watch this episode again to try to find the answers. So stay tuned to that. We're gonna be giving away some high octane coffee and some more swag.
Hey, you could win a date with JR.
And you could be Miss Piggy for a day.
Hey, a date with his beard.
Yeah. Well, it already seemed like a bunch of people.
Like, I'm
already
jealous
seemed
of
like
you,
a bunch
man.
of people are interested in his beard. Like, they want to interview his beard more than JR. Hey,
I'm
beard,
jealous
how you
of it.
doing?
I can't grow anything. I'm jealous, man.
Watch
I'm
it.
a-
See,
I'm a-
Brad.
I'm a fat guy that doesn't have a beard. Fat guys should have beards. It's like written in the Bible or something.
This is my first beard ever. I'm an old man. I've never had a beard. This is my first beard. So
See, Brad. As soon as you hit the United States and live here for once, then you'll be able to grow a beard.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
and
a
then-
proud Canadian, eh? I love my
Hey.
Tim Hortons. I love my hockey. I love my
Hey.
Molson Canadian.
hey, there's nothing wrong with Canadian. You remember the MMA guy? I'm trying to think of his name.
George St. Pierre.
No, not him. They had a monster truck and they had a big head.
Oh, Randy Couture.
Randy Couture. Oh my
See, okay. That was in Edmonton. Which is about 3.5 hours away from me. I think Marvin Anderson owned that truck, and they did a lot of promotion with the lacrosse team and that was I remember seeing that. It was the weirdest looking. It had like the cage on the back and everything.
No, but every time he landed, it was like. No, but that was cool. That's my memorable moment in Canada with Randy Couture truck, and that was hilarious.
But we'd like to thank you for coming on the live show today. It was awesome to have you on, talk about everything, your team, Amalie Oil. Is there any last things you'd like to say to the fans out there?
Yeah, man. There's
Cheech,
Dodge. I
gotta
love
get it in.
Dodge.
Hey, shout out to Kohler.
Hey, Wix Filters, Amalie Motor Oil, FK Rod Ends. FTI, Outlaw Racing Fuels. I mean, all these people that help us be where we're at. There's so much more to come. This virus shut us down kind of short. I'm really excited for 2021 for Monster Jam, Monster Trucks, and the Monster Truck fans.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
buddy.
All right,
Yeah,
JR,
we can't wait.
Thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we can have you on soon once this shutdown happens and get an update on what's going on with the team.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right, take care, dude.
Yep.
All right.
So, just to let people know that I will post the question after this. Actually, I'll say the question now, but I'll post it. So, what year did JR win the Mount Pleasant Racing Championship for Monster Jam? I was about to say Monster Jam Truck Throwdown. Monster Truck Throwdown. So, what year? So, I'm going to post it. Answer in the post, not here in chat. If you do post it here in chat, you're disqualified.
You have to post it on Cheech's thing. Also, stay
So-
tuned on Thursday. We're going live with Joey Sylvester to talk about all things the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. We got a lot of cool episodes coming for you guys. Zach,
We're also gonna.
by the
Well,
way,
sorry to
Zach,
interrupt, but go ahead. Well, I was about to say you forgot about the Jamboree stuff, Brad.
Yes, we're going to be having the competitors of the Jamboree on our podcast. We're trying to schedule dates with them. I've shot messages to a few people, Cheech's as well. We had Tim Hall on the podcast released yesterday. Go check that out. A lot of cool stories about the Penda Days, Pro MT Days, the Jamboree stuff. Go check that out. We're gonna be, creating content for you guys, and also go check out the other podcasts. We're all one big family, and we want to see everybody succeed. So go check everybody out. That's one thing that we're excited to see more stuff, more people coming out with their stuff. Monstercast is live tomorrow night with Greg Witchenbach with Crustacean. Go check them out. Go show them some love. And, you know, like we said at the beginning of the podcast, you know, everybody needs to band together. Even here in Canada.
America versus Canada. The only person we need to go after is Brad because he's a dunce, and I'm a dunce too. So we gotta go after each other. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Everyone, peace, love. You know, but we got a lot of big things, like Brad said. We're gonna go talk to Joey about the fight TV, and also the jamboree that's coming up. We got people going on. So every Thursday is going to be, the next couple of weeks will be mixture, but most of the Thursdays that we're going to do is going to be some live episodes with the jamboree people. You know, I will release tomorrow. Well, since I'm gonna be posting Joey, I don't want to confuse people, but I'm also gonna release tonight also. We're gonna release who's gonna be on next week. I'm just gonna let you guys know.
Just say it right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. It's gonna be Pablo Huffaker, the guy who drove Just Showing Off back in the TNT days, USA days, all the way up to the hired gun that drove Gravedigger for more than 20 plus years. He's going to be on next Tuesday at 8 p.m., Pablo Huffaker. So this Thursday will be Joey Sylvester. Next Tuesday, next week, will be Pablo Huffaker. Don't forget, after this podcast, I will post the question. We're going to do our typical giveaway segment. So I will also, let's say, I'm going to release the video. I'm going to do a Facebook Live video Saturday night. I said Sunday. Well, heck, we're gonna do it Monday. We're gonna give about a good week or two, a week. So next Monday, I'm gonna release the video, and I'm gonna do the
giveaway.
The giveaway, and we'll go on from there. So the question is, I will post it again, and the question is, what year did JR win the racing title at Mount Pleasant, Michigan for the Monster Truck Throwdown? So we'll post that up. We got a lot of big things coming.
Yep.
We're excited, and thank you for all our the people that help us out. We call them sponsors, but they help us out all the time. You know, Joey Sylvester, like you said, Joey Sylvester and High Octane Coffee has helped us since the start. He was the one, he started off the same amount of time we did. Now he has 2 destinations in Ohio, travel one. He has one down in Florida that his sister sometimes helps out. I don't know what's going on there. But still, he gives us coffee to give away. I got a crap load of coffee in there that I still have to give away. I still use it too.
You should send some up to
I'm not going to pay $25 of shipping to you. So if you figured out that, Mr. Warbucks, then we can go on from there. But
but also, you know, like Cheech was saying, you know, thanks to High Octane Coffee and Joey. Get a huge shout out to Chris Bozen with 6B Apparel. Always making us look good with the crew shirts. Still, mine, it was shipped 2 weeks ago. I still haven't got it. I messaged Chris about it, so there's, I guess,
that's what happens when you live in Canada.
Hey, I love Canada. What can I say? I love it here.
Me too. I love my cruise shirt. I can go right in my closet and open up my cruise shirt right now.
Since I haven't yet, I'm going to tell you what the weather is here in Canada today, okay? Since I haven't. I'm just searching it up right now. Dead air. But also, Cheech is going away. Also, Nick Davis and Back Channel Productions. Huge thank you to him. Go check out a lot of his, you know, content on YouTube. A lot of the retro stuff. Where's Cheech?
I mean, do you have this one? Do you have this? I mean, this is in my hands right now. I mean, do you have... I mean, look at that, man, Brad. That is some good...
You're funny. You're funny.
Ooh,
You're funny.
Ooh.
You're
Man, look
funny.
at that. Man, America.
Hey, it looks good, man. It looks good. But to give you guys an idea...
Oh, by the way, Brad...
Canada, it is...
By the way, nice design. That's a nice design you made.
68 degrees Fahrenheit here in Canada, which is about 20 degrees for me. So that's perfect weather here in Canada.
I was about to say, nice design, by the way, for that crew shirt.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, it's It looks like Zachary Newton's out. Congratulations.
But, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you to all our sponsors and people that help us out. You know who they are.
No, it's not. We can't be like that. We're going to thank J Concepts. Thank you for helping us out for the giveaway, the last giveaway we did, and we're doing a new giveaway right now. Back Channel Productions, Nick Davis, thank you for the Kick It Old School. We're going to try to mix it up a little bit and give him an idea of we're going to do an interview on the audio, then give it to him, puts on the YouTube, and you can probably watch some old school footage. JB Concepts,
JB Scale Graphics.
Concepts. JB Scale Graphics. I'm going to get my butt chewed out because I'm hanging out with him this weekend. We got a Trigger King event coming up this weekend, too. A lot of guys watch this. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting us. And and everything you guys do. Big shout out to him. If you want your Bigfoot, Overkill, Bad Habit, he is in the works right now with other people. Decals. They're okay by all those monster truck teams. They're officially licensed decals for your RC trucks. Go ahead and give him some love. He also makes some badass flags. Go look at some drivers like Jeremy Mark, Josh Rhodes. Take a look at his RC page, Josh Rhodes RC. He has some awesome pictures of his Air Force Afterburner, his Gravedigger. Those are flags and designs by JB Scale Graphics. Also, the bodies are J Concepts. And take a look at my page too on Agosh's RC Racing Team. I got my Hotsy, Wildside, Executioner, Rambo. Take a look at those trucks. Most of them are J Concept bodies. All of them run J Concept tires. All of them run J Concept rims. Take a look at some of the Trigger King group over on Facebook. Their YouTube channel's big too. A lot of shout outs, a lot of love. That's what we need, and we need to keep on doing that. It's just around the corner. This virus is almost gone. The states are opening up. Already people are doing motocross. Just the NHRA just opened up their schedule. They're going to be starting up in, I think, maybe beginning of July or end of July.
Yep.
Somewhere before it was August.
Indianapolis.
IndyCar's already started up. Obviously, NASCAR's been rocking. Mud racing's been kicking in, too. Pretty soon we're going to get Monster Trucks going here on June 29th. Recorded on Flight TV. Joe Sylvester's Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Take a look at that. I can keep on going on. I can, keep on going for you folks. But
I got a small announcement. The Nitro Hour.
He's married.
I wish. Nitro Hour will be coming back. A different format, new name. I'm working on it. It's going to be completely different. It's still under the Crush This banner, but it's going to be its own little separate entity. I'm getting the details hammered out. If you're a drag racing fan, you guys need a podcast to listen to, go check out the NHRA Insider podcast. It's made by Brian Loans, who does stuff with the NHRA. I've been enjoying that one myself. Lots of cool interviews on that, so check that out. But the drag racing podcast will be back. Like I said, I'm just trying to get everything kind of finalized, what I'm wanting to do with it. So, again, thank you.
One more thing. Don't forget, folks, we do have audio content. Even though we are on Facebook Live, we do interviews with drivers outside of that. We just posted a couple of them in the last couple of weeks. Once again with Tim Hall of the Executioner, Ramunition, Hotsy group, like Brad's showing right there.
Yep,
also, previously, Bohand, we did Jerry Richmond, Kick It Old School edition with him. We are going to mix it up a little bit. The next couple weeks, like I said, we're doing some Facebook Lives on both ends. But normally our Thursdays are audio recordings just to show up on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. But I know it's a lot of infomercials, and I'm going to let Brad talk here because I'm taking the air out of him clear from Canada.
But a lot of these live ones, the audio is going to be up on. We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube, but we're also on Google Play, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Go give us a like and a subscribe and a review. That's much appreciated, guys. We need those views up on the audio stuff. So if you're at work, like I do, listen to podcasts, check us out. There's a lot of old episodes on there. If I can find my portable hard drive, I'll have some of our very original episodes and more on there. So as soon as I can find that thing, those will be on there. But might as well just end it here, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Next week, Pablo Huffaker. Same time, same place. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait for that one. And then on Thursday, we have Joy Sylvester talking about everything about the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags on Fight TV. Again, Cheech, what a good episode, my dude. Let's end it now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Sorry for the late party there. We got YouTube from Booster FPV. Hey, what's going on? We're about to close up shop here. Just to not get everyone confused, Joey's this Thursday.
Yep.
So be clear. Joey's this Thursday. Pablo is next week, next Tuesday.
Yep.
So be on the lookout for that, guys. That's Bradshaw right there.
And that's Dan Cheech Agosh. And this has been Crush This, a Monster Truck Podcast Live. As we always say on the podcast, everybody, keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. And Dan said fart, so just fart. Okay, bye.